Is about that. Sorry about the delay. Had that little bit of a glitch on the first part of the stream where some people did join late and that caused the game to glitch and had to restart the game. So, yeah, the stream is up and running now, and we're here for the second lobby. And I wonder, in the first lobby, will we see people giving each other slipstream? I think we will. It's another short qualified event with 80 minutes on the clock there. Read out some facts while we're sat in the lobby waiting. Definitely remember the 2008 race when I was growing up watching Formula 1 back in 2008. It's interesting that Spa-Francorchamps being one of the first tracks on the calendar in 1950, along with three other Britain, Monaco, and Silverstone. Well, Britain, Monaco, and Monza. Obviously, they had different track layouts, did the Silverstone Grand Prix and Monza, but still, one of the faster circuits. 9 left-hander corners and 10 right-hand corners. One of the highest elevation changes as well. Unfortunately, we couldn't get a race at Belgium back in 2021 because of the weather conditions and the yeah, not suitable for racing. But what could have been a race if the weather was suitable for the cars? George Russell up there in P2 with that Williams. Wonder if he could hold it in there P2. Obviously in the dry I think he'll just fall off, but in the wet conditions he'll have a chance. But it was too wet for that day, and sadly we couldn't see a race held. What was the last race? That was the last time we had a race in Belgium. I know we had wet qualified sessions back in 2018. So Esteban Ocon took that P3 to Lewis Hamilton on pole position, but it was actually Sebastian Vettel who won that race. In the 2012 race where we saw Romain Grosjean, Lewis Hamilton, Fernando Alonso and Kobayashi passed Maldonado in that first lap incident as well. I definitely remember that race back in 2012. Jenson Button took the victory that day. Charles Leclerc against Lewis Hamilton. I think it was Charles Leclerc's first win, if I'm not mistaken. I think he definitely didn't have a win in Bahrain because of the engine power unit problems, but he took the victory in Spa, then he won in Monza again. So yeah, Charles Leclerc's first win here in the Belgian Grand Prix. Very special win for him that day. And off we go then for the short qualified session just again here for the Formula Sim Series Shazoo Championship Cup. Hello everybody, well, loading into the stream here. We did have a bit of delay in the first part where we stuck at the loading screen, so I had to restart the game and I obviously turned the broadcast off, but yeah, nevertheless we are back in the lobby and it's try again for this 18-minute session then. 16 drivers on the grid representing each for the different teams, and this time I'll read it out again to reiterate that Shazoo racing with SXT, IFR, MNT, FER, ET8, Relentless and LFR. 9 different teams here racing. Or 8 shall I say, but we've got the cars coming out of the pit lane then to start their first flying laps, and no surprise there, everybody is on the soft compound tyres. No messing about on the medium compound tyres, we're all straight out there because obviously there's no race after this one, so it's just qualifying and want to get all 3 runs in if they possibly can. You can see a whole bunch of cars coming out the pit lane. Little wonder will we see that teamwork again like we saw back in the first session where everybody was giving each other slipstream. The teammates were working really well, giving each other slipstream in different parts of the track in that first sector where we are now with FER North, and in that last sector as well, coming towards the bus stop chicane. But you've got the Alfa Romeo first out of the track, followed by a whole bunch of cars in fact, so yeah, they'll have to space themselves out, but we've still got a few cars in the pit lane such as Toxic Tomato and Rudy. We'll see what lap times this can do. So the fastest time we've seen so far in this session was a 40.9. Can anybody get close to that? I think the second fastest time was a 41.3 or 41.4, but yeah, I said in the early session, if you get in the 41s, low 41s, then you're guaranteed to be in a good position. But on a drop a game in P1 with a 40.9, unbelievable. Can anybody replicate that again? So nearly every driver out of the track except Toxic Tomato, who's sitting in the pit lane. I think he's going to come out when his teammate gets closer towards him. As you can see there, a whole bunch of cars in that last sector there, as they all space themselves out, ready for a lap time around Belgium. 7 kilometers long, 4.3 kilometers to circuit, or 4.3 miles should I say, just in case if you use different metrics there. But nothing, making his way around the bus stop chicane as he's about to start a flying lap. Let's see how he does then, coming towards the last corner. DRS enabled then, as we make our way down into the first corner where we saw that chaotic crash back in 2012, down into third gear. Some people take it through second or first, but he stayed in third, up to fourth gear on the exit immediately. It's important to get a really good run up here through Row Rouge and Radion to set yourself up on the straight, where we'll see some opportunities to overtake around here. As you can see there, DRS enabled for the Kemmel straight. You can see all the cars they just lined up in that final sector to set a lap time. Toxic Tomato is out there on the track, possibly giving his teammate a good tow. But as we make our way into Le Com then, gets a good exit out here, but doesn't go too wide, just on the limit there I say for North, as we make our way down into the right hander. No lock up there from North, short shift on the exit of the right hander. Now coming to the left hander here, it's very easy to go out wide and invalidate, but he does do validate, yep. And that's his lap time sadly over for him. So next car behind him was an AlphaTauri. And I'll go on board with him to see who that was. Was it Dan Speed in the AlphaTauri? Yes it is, but he's also invalidated his lap time as well, has Dan Speed, and his teammates further up. Sam Gamer official, there he is then, in the right hander, now coming towards the left hander here. Doesn't take too much curve. You can see the rear just unsettling there, as he also invalidates his lap time. So quite a few people are invalidating their lap times on the first part. No surprise there on the first laps, but it's really crucial to get all 3 important runs here. So let's see then who else is out there. We think it's a Ferrari next to cross the line. There he is then in LFR. My own team, of course, in LFR. Coming towards Blanchimon. Takes it flat out through the left hander here. And let's see what he does in the final 2 corners then. Breaking at the 100 metre board. Pivotal to scrub off all the speed on entry, not go too fast here. As we make our way now towards the DRS line and see what lap times is first set. It's a 42.1 for the Ferrari driver in P1. So let's see if anybody can match that time. We've got Giroud so making his way towards the line. His teammate crossed the line, but I think he validated it. That was Isa Kush. And Giroud makes his way towards the line. It's a 43.0, so not quite representative for Giroud. I wonder if he made a mistake or just going around the circuit. Jax, however, goes, in fact, it gets replaced by Jacopo in P1 with a 41.7 then, so a 10th quicker than Jax in P2, but Nathan goes into P3 with a 41.8, bar 200s quicker than Jax in P3 then, so there's the first lap times on the board. I think Toxic, we've got Dan Speed back in the pit lane with Yoga, and look at Rudy with a 141.7, goes quickest by about 700s quicker than Jacopo in P2. Good lap time there from the Dutchman. His teammate is in P6 with a 42.3, as he is going for a second lap time on the same set of softs then, so he must have made a mistake or invalidated his first lap time, but he's slightly up in that first sector. As the Alpine driver gets out of the way for us, it's a 141.8 for the Alpine driver. For Jackson P4, we've got a bit of traffic ahead of us. It's like both McLarens as well. One of the Alphas and Ferraris just in the middle sector. Hopefully they sort themselves out before Legend makes his way, but he just invalidated on the exit of P1. And Rivers getting out of the way very late there for the Mercedes driver, but sadly for the Mercedes driver, he has invalidated his lap time. The exit of P1. He's still going for it, is the Mercedes driver, so I think he's just testing the track out, see where he can push the limits, but don't want to push too hard. And Sam Game official there, thought he hit the wall, but he didn't. Just slide in the pit lane. As Cortez has also invalidated his lap time, as Isak Kush is off the track. He was going for a lap time, was Isak, but as you can see there, he's off the grass and must have made a mistake somewhere on the course of this lap. Louis has backed out. He's run out of fuel, has Louis, so I'm not quite sure if he's already crossed the line to go for another lap time or if he's invalidated it, but looks like he won't be getting his lap time on the board, so he has to do it on a different set of tyres. Toxin Tomatoes back in the pit lane as well, so I wonder if he's one of those drivers who also made a mistake on the course of his lap. So quite a few invalidations here, as you can see from P8 to P16, about 7 drivers not set their lap time, making quite a few mistakes around here, but it's our first lap times of course. As you can see there, Cortez just hit the wall on the entry to the pit lane. We saw Kimi Raikkonen do that back in 2021, the last time in practice sessions when it was dry. So it looks like all the drivers now in the pit lane except Dan Speed. Now we've got him coming out the pit lane, so he was also one of those drivers that did not set a lap time so far in this session. 10 minutes left to go. Of course, it's such a long track, so his mistakes has to be the bare minimum if you can, but it's very hard around here, around this challenging fast circuit. It's not like Austria where you make a mistake or somewhere like that where you could just back off and go for another lap time or go in the pit lane and do about 4 or 5 laps. And Dan Speed then makes his way towards the final 2 corners. You can see on your 4 maps there that the AlphaTauri is coming out the pit lane, so his teammate will give him a slipstream coming out on his lap. As he makes his way now towards turn number 1 then. Let's see how he takes it on board. Nicely there. Coming out the exit. You can see he's very cautious actually at the exit of turn 1. Didn't really attack it and get back in the throttle immediately, but it looks like his teammate is too far away to give him a slipstream. Yes, he is. So I think he might give him a slipstream on the last part of the lap in sector 3 as Dan Speed makes his way towards Eau Rouge and Radion. Now the DRS is enabled on the Kemmel Straight as he approaches about 325 kilometers an hour, about 202 miles per hour. As he makes his way now towards the a bit hesitant, as you can see there, took too much curb, and now he's invalidated his lap time, sadly for Dan Speed, so his lap time is over in the first sector, but you can go for another run if you want to, because invalidating the first sector, you're not really used too much tyre wear and also your fuel, so you can go for another lap time on the same set if you want to. You can cool these tyres down, recharge the battery, get the tyre temperatures back to the optimum working range for the 1 lap. And yeah, let's see what lap time he can do, but sadly he's invalidated in the first part in Lacombe. So who else is out there on a lap time? We've got, everybody's on their out laps and some people in the pit lane. We've got Vettel in P16 there as we make our way into turn number 1 there for the Aston Martin driver. Coming out of turn 1 then in 3rd gear, gets a really good exit, no signs of wheel spin at the exit of turn 1. We'll get a really good run up the hill towards Eau Rouge and Radion. I think his Aston Martin teammate is on an out lap. Nathan, yes he is, in P3. So can Vettel in P16 match his teammate's lap time and get himself up there with his MNT teammate? Team mentalism of course, as we make our way into Lacombe. You can see taking it very cautiously, they're not really attacking the curbs. Gets a good exit though, so that first sector was cautious from him. Not sure if he has the confidence to carry the speed through there, really attack the entries towards those corners. And now we're making our way into No Name. Gets a good exit though, does not go too wide, just at the boundaries of the track limits. As you can see there, does not take the esports line. I wonder in the last corner, did somebody spin through there because they were stationary for a few seconds or just slowing down to prepare themselves for a lap time. But I told them, coming around the right hander, using a little bit of curve for the extra rotation and using this one very nicely, gets a good exit as well. The Alfa Romeo gets out of the way. Vettel makes his way towards Stabilo, and there's his teammate. So his teammate's on the out lap and will give him a really good slipstream all the way down this part of the track. Really helpful for Vettel. So the main, side by side, but hopefully he gets out of the way. It puts him in a cute angle as well, is that corner. Didn't lose too much time, but wasn't really on the racing line into the Blanchimon as we make our way into the final 2 corners, and Vettel then gets a good exit. Let's see what lap time this is for him. It's a 42.3 and pumps himself up into P6 as we've got more drivers then cross the line as Toxic Tomato has invalidated his lap time again. So I think that's his second invalidation for Toxic Tomato. Hasn't got a lap time on the board, of course. Neither has these guys behind. About 7 drivers who have got a lap time on the board. Sam Gamer Official is about to make his way towards the final 2 corners, the bus stop chicane. And let's see then how he takes these final 2 corners. Flicks it in really nicely, the last part of the track. And now he makes his way towards the line. It's going to be a 41.9 for the Canadian driver and puts himself up into P6. And just on the edge of getting in the 41s there. So let's see if anybody out there can beat it. Cortez has invalidated his lap time again. And there's his teammate ready to give him a slipstream. So looks like a lot of drivers in this lobby are struggling with track limits. But IFR Legend has gone quickest with a 141.5. There he is then, the Mercedes driver. 2/10 clear, or almost 2/10 clear of his teammate in P2, Rudy. Where is his teammate? There he is, heading around turn 1. And I think he's going for a lap time. His teammate will give him a slipstream up towards Eau Rouge and Radion and all the way down the Kelwell Straight. So should have the best sector of the first. But yeah, Vettel gets pushed out the top 10 then as Drew Vizza cross the line to go P10. Isa Kush is in P8. So both McLarens, importantly for them, have got lap times on the board. There's Nathan. Nathan has also invalidated as well. So a lot of drivers are struggling with keeping the track limits, the boundaries of the track limits around this track. Can be quite difficult at Belgium. But yeah, 5 minutes and 30 seconds left to go as Nathan then will make his way back in the pit lane. Jacopo, where is he? 1.7 seconds down. Nuth has not done a lap time. Did he make a mistake or did he just cross the line to set a lap time? But Louis, I think that's his teammate. Yes, his teammate goes quickest with a 141.4 then. That's what we saw in the second lobby. The second place, his best lap time was a 141.4 in that first lobby then. So yeah, can anybody get in the 40s in this session? That's the question there. Amazing if they do. Where's Yogurt? Yogurt's down in P15. Yogurt, both Red Bulls have invalidated their lap times as well. So yeah, but those Red Bulls need to get a lap time on the board. As Yogurt then, I think he's going for a second lap on the same set of tyres then. So cooling down the tyres, charging the EOS, and as he makes his way down into the first corner, as Rudy goes quickest there with a 141.4. Good lap time from the Dutchman and a few hundreds quicker than P2. Both Mercedes up there in P1 and P3. But yeah, good lap time from the Dutchman. Who else is out there on a lap? Where's Jackson? P7. Cross the line now, and it is well, he goes up into P4 with a 141.4. So joins the second row with Legend in P4. Where is Yoga? Yoga is on a lap time. 3 drivers have not set a lap time, which is Toxic Tomato, Dan Speed, and SXT Yoga down in P16. There's Dan Speed then as he makes his way towards the final 2 corners then. He needs to get himself a lap time first of all, and let's see what lap time this is. It is, it's not a really good lap time for him. It's a 143.0 for Dan Speed in P13 in the AlphaTauri. He's got 3 minutes and 50 seconds left to go. So will he make it back to the pit lane and get another run in? But SXT Yoga has invalidated his lap time again, and that's definitely going to put him in the back foot. He'll have to go in the pit lane this lap because he's running out of fuel, and he'll have to use his last set of tyres. So yeah, Red Bull SXT Yoga is on the back foot, whereas his teammate sat in P5 with a 141.7 Jacopo. But Yoga then really under pressure now. When he comes back in the pit lane, we'll have one more run. Will he start last place, or can he find himself in the top 10 where his teammate is? We know Yoga's got the pace, but can he put it all together and try and see what lap time he can produce? But elsewhere on the track, who we got? We've got Cortez out there, not really on a lap time. Where's Dan Spree? We just saw him cross the line. He's evaluated his lap time. Jackson P3, he's in the pit lanes. Well, he's coming back to the pit lane as he's run out of fuel. So we're just waiting there for drivers to come out the pit lane and start their last flying laps then. Who can beat Rudy to the top of the pecking order? So close to the top, look at that, 141.4 between 3 drivers, Jax, Louis and Rudy, P1, P2 and P3, and all 3 of them in different teams as well. Toxic Tomato is on an outlap in P15. One of the 2 drivers has not set a lap time just yet. Vettel's on an outlap, so we'll see who's closer towards the line and we'll go on board with them. There's Toxic Tomato then, so as he makes his way towards the final two corners now. Has to put it all together because we're coming to a close. He qualified soon. Gets out the final corner really nicely as well, taking a wider entrance to slingshot his way. And 1 minute 55 seconds left to go then, so this lap time has to count. I don't think he wants to go for a second lap on these tyres because it's close to time for him if he wants to go for a second lap. But there's his Ferrari teammate then, giving him a good slipstream up the hill towards Rouge and Radion. DRS enabled for him, and his teammate will give him a good slipstream all the way up this hill. His teammate's under closer time. I think LF4 driver, he can't afford to go too slow on his outlap because he'll be close towards time as well. So the Ferrari driver has to get a move on really. Can't afford to go too slow on his outlap. As Toxic Tomato will make his way towards the right-hander, downhill right-hander, upshifted 2 gears to minimise the wheel spin there. When he goes too wide, no, he doesn't keep it in the boundaries of the track. I wonder what part of the track he's been struggling at as he makes his way towards P1. Gets close to that inside curve, but you don't want to touch it. But we'll make our way now into the right-hander. We've seen a few people struggle through here in terms of placing their cars. You don't want to place it. You want to ride the curves like you did there, but you don't want to touch the first part of it. That makes sense there, because it will unsettle the car. As we make our way into Stabilo, then flat out right-hander. 40 seconds left to go. We've got Rudy, Louis, Jack on an outlap. We've got Jaden, Jacopo, Nutt on their flying laps as well, with Issa Kush there. Toxic Tomato making his way towards Blanchimon. So make our way down into the bus stop chicane. The Ferrari driver made a mistake through there. I'm not quite sure if he locked up the rears and slided through the corners, but he puts his car in P7 there, and he's 5 thousandths down off North in P6. So yeah, lost a little bit of time through there, but nonetheless he's in the top 10. What lap time could he have found if he did make that mistake? But qualifying will be over soon, as you can see there, getting each other a slipstream. But we'll go on board and see who else is on a lap further up. North goes up into P6 as Jack has retired, so he'll not go for his final flying lap. As Legend has invalidated his lap time, so that's his qualified over, as the qualifying session is done. So we'll not improve from P4. Louis gone for a flying lap as well. Where's Jacopo in the Red Bull? There's Jacopo then in the Red Bull. Can he improve on a 141.7? His teammate has started his flying lap. The only driver not to set a lap time. Yogurt down in P16. Dan Spreen and Cortez are finished as Jacopo makes his way around the final corner now. Let's see what lap time it is. Can he improve from P6 as he crosses the line now? No, he can't. He's lost a lot of time in that final sector as a 141.9 as his final result. He stays in P6 then. So let's see that Issa Kush makes his way towards the final corner, and he goes into P9 with a 141.8. The AlphaTauri Sam Game official coming towards the end of the first sector, 6 thousandths down. Where is Nutt? There is Nutt then, coming towards No Name, but it looks like he's backed out. Yes, he has backed out, so he'll not improve on his final flying run. Look at the Ferrari driver then in P12. He's about 4 tenths up in that middle sector. Can he get himself inside that top 10? As J.O. then will make his way around the final 2 corners in the Ferrari. Needs to get it all nice and tidy through here. Can he get himself inside that top 10? As he makes his way towards the checkered flag. It's a 141.7. He goes into P6 then inside the top 10. So both LFR drivers are in the top 10. The Aston Martin then, where is he? Coming towards the line. Nathan then, there is 1 tenth up, but he's invalidated his lap time, sadly for him, so he'll not improve. But the Red Bull driver of Yogurt then will be next to cross the line, and he hasn't invalidated it, so let's see what lap time Yogurt could put on the board. It's going to be a 142.0, and he puts his Red Bull in P2 then, so finally get a lap time on the board. Jeroen Visser has invalidated his lap time. Our main contenders, Rudy, is in the pit lane. Where's Louis? Louis out there on the lap? No, he's not. So I think that's qualified over then, and all the drivers across the line to complete their final flying laps. And Rudy is on pole position with a 141.4. Rudy representing IFR. His teammate is in P4 with him. Then you got Louis representing FVR in P2. And Jackson the Alpine represented Shazoo. I think that's the Williams, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it's the Williams, not the Alpine. Just a different shade of colour between the two teams. I think it is Alpine, yeah. I read it wrong again. I read it the first lobby, not the second one. Yes, as the second lobby, it is Alpine for Team Shazoo. Relentless, they've got themselves in P14 and P10. Isa Kush, they're just getting inside that top 10. But there it is then. Rudy quickest ahead of Louis in P2. Jax in P3 ahead of Legend in P4. Nuth in P5. Jo in P6, the Brazilian driver. Jacopo, the Italian driver, in P7 ahead of the Welshman Toxic Tomato. MNT Nathan represented Team Mentalism in P9 ahead of Isa Kush, who's represented the Relentless. Sam Game Official in P11 ahead of SXT Yoga. Shazoo Cortez in P13 ahead of Relentless Javoon in P14. Mattel in P15 ahead of Dan Speed, who is last on the board. Couldn't get the lap together, sadly, in P16. And that is it for our session then. Both qualifier sessions are done. As you can see, the drivers are leaving the lobby. It is done with. I hope you enjoyed the qualifier sessions, and go check out Formula Sim Series. Very good league. We're having our second race for tomorrow as well. We had the Brazilian GP in the first round. The upcoming race is tomorrow at 7 PM if you want to go check that out. But that is it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed what you've seen. And yeah, qualifying is over. So we'll see you all next week or tomorrow if you're going to join in for the race. Have a good evening. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.